Google has been trending this week, and one of those big reasons is because of the classic game between Argentina and Egypt in the World Cup. Welcome to Business News at 9. I am Miguel Mike Medina. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you guys are having a terrific and successful week so far. The weekend is right here. But I mean, Google search they had a lot this week, especially after that game between Argentina and Egypt. What a classic game that was. In my opinion, is arguably the best game in World Cup of this year. Egypt was up 2-0, and then Argentina came back to win 3-2. And now Argentina will play Switzerland, which Switzerland defeated Colombia. I believe that this World Cup will be a game changer. I mean, stadiums, FIFA, they've made a lot of money this year, and I just feel like in terms of the sport of soccer and just overall what it does for the country, I think this is gonna move the needle. I could be wrong, but I feel like this is going to move the needle, and it has just been a magnificent World Cup year so far. OpenAI publicly released GPT 5.6 Sol, Terra, and Luna models on Thursday. CEO Sam Altman said that GPT 5.6 Sol is as good or better than competitors' offers. And to wrap up Business News at 9, this is a special episode because you're going to see this episode both in the Business News at 9 and conversations with independent filmmakers. And this one I'm going to show you guys right now is someone who is from Howard University, HU, and it was just a magnificent conversation that I had with this young lady. And so far, what she's doing so far, it is just remarkable, and I'm looking forward to see what she's going to do more in the future. But I hope you guys enjoy this interview and get to learn more about her. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to present to you Miss Zoie Prandy. Zoie, thank you so much for joining Business News at 9 and also Conversations with Independent Filmmakers. How are you, madam?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on board. I mean, I've looked at your profile, I've seen what you're doing. Just phenomenal work. And how's Howard University, by the way, treating you?
Yes, Howard's really good. I really enjoy my experience there. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of a legacy in a way. Like my grandparents went there, my great grandparents like graduated there. So I feel that through my storytelling, I'm able to contribute to the legacy.
That's awesome. To follow a family legacy, that's phenomenal. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we previously spoke the other day, and I told that you're the first person from Howard University that I'm interacting with. So that's just awesome. So right now you're studying. I mean, first, I see that you're a person that loves photography. You're studying film and television. I see that you're doing multiple internships. So I salute you. Keep doing what you're doing. What is it about filmmaking that you enjoy the most?
Yes, definitely. I really think it's telling stories, the storytelling aspect of it, and how I connect that with visuals. I feel like for filmmaking, it kind of connects to photography as well. Just capturing different moments, you're able to like tell the stories of different people just through how you write a script and what you capture. So I think it's really telling stories and how people react and feel impacted by it is what really drives me with wanting to pursue a career in film and television.
And how's the film and television program at Howard so far?
Oh, can you repeat the question? It froze for like 2 seconds.
It's all right. So how's the film and television program at Howard so far? Did it exceed your expectations, or is it just perfect the way it is?
Yeah, I would say it is good. I would say in some aspects we are slightly underfunded compared to like you would say NYU or USC. However, I think the Howard film students are just incredibly outstanding, and everyone just has a drive. And even though you don't may not have certain resources, it's kind of like we're very creative and innovative to find different ways to get equipment. And also just being at Howard at a HBCU, our stories are really catered to the Black experience and not really having the pressure to mold our stories into a way that's acceptable. We kind of can tell what we want. And I think that's what really makes Howard, I would say, stand out to me in the film program is you have people who kind of have more freedom of creativity and thought. So I would definitely say it's really a good program in regards to resources, a little underfunded, but definitely the stories are just incredibly authentic and unique.
Is there a specific film or a TV series that impact you in your life that you wanted to pursue this career?
Yes, I would definitely say watching A Different World. It's kind of funny. Before I attended Howard, I watched it and my mom grew up watching it. And one thing I really liked is that not only was it set at a HBCU and gave that representation, but it was like different Black people, which I really hadn't seen on screen before. It was like we had Black people who were smart, one who wanted to be an engineer, one, who was interested in art. Everyone had different personalities, and I never saw a show where there were just so many diverse Black people. And that's what really made me want to pursue this career as well, is just showing the different layers of the Black experience.
A Different World is a cool sitcom. It's one of those sitcoms that it really pushed a lot of people to want to go to college. That
Mhm.
series really played a major role in so many people's lives. As we see Grey's Anatomy, that made a lot of people go want to study medicine, become doctors. A Different World did that for, especially for a lot of African American communities.
Mhm. Yes, definitely. And one thing I also really liked is that they would also cover tough topics, but it wouldn't be rooted in trauma. It was kind of like it still had a lighthearted feel while making people more aware to the different social issues happening in our country and just the world in general. So that's one thing I really appreciated about the show.
So you're also a business owner as well. You have your own company. Tell us who are watching, people who are going to be tuning in. What's the name of your company, and when did this entrepreneur spirit kick in for you?
Yes. So my company is called Zoe Production. So I produce all types of multimedia content, including photography, video, graphic design, and film. And I started this and kind of got that whole idea when I was in high school. And it really just started at first with being just a page just to show my work. I was kind of like, at first being like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, but I wanted to showcase my work to different people just to see what they thought. But really, I think the entrepreneurship aspect kind of kicked in and I started to consume more media. And it kind of goes back to the reason why I want to do film. I feel when you own your own work, when you own your own things, you're able to control the stories and the narrative. And I would say different filmmakers that even inspired me with that was kind of Issa Rae. She owns a lot of her own companies. And with that, she got kind of talks about having that control and not having to listen to other studios tell you what you want to do. And I know my message for my work always wants to be really authentic and positive. And sometimes it's not what people want to see. But if I own my own work, I can do that while also any proceeds I have helping to benefit the community, which is really what I want to do.
So, how would you describe your leadership style so far early on in your career?
Yes, definitely. I would say when it comes to, I would say the work I do, but even organizations I'm a part of, I would definitely say I'm really firm in my beliefs in what I want to do. Definitely when it comes to my own work, I have had to turn away different things by saying no. That's one thing I've really learned the importance of, and always having it connect back to my morals. So even anything I create, any story I tell, I always think of like, is this uplifting people? How is what I'm doing going to help someone? And that's really how I think that I'm a leader. I'm also a really independent thinker as well when it comes to what I want to do. And I think that's been something that has really helped me with being a leader, I would say, in just this industry as a whole.
What's the genre that you like to tackle on the most, and what genre you want to that is not so much your favorite cup of tea, but you would like to challenge yourself and give it a try? So I would say a
Mhm.
favorite one and a one that would challenge you.
Okay, yes. I would say my favorite one, I kind of have two in a sense. I love like sci-fi thriller, like I would say like Sinners, Get Out, that whole like thriller genre. And then I love kind of like lighthearted, rom-com, like funny movies. So I think those are probably like my two favorite that I would like to do. And I would say one that would definitely probably challenge me is probably more nonfiction. I think I'm definitely someone who more like is into like fiction or like writing scripts for like narratives, but doing more like documentary work, I think would just challenge me, but also be something that'd be really good because you have to pull in like different journalistic tactics, which I think is something I also want to grow in and just kind of helping me with how I talk to people and communicate with people and really telling those stories. But I think that's probably something I'm not as comfortable in, but would definitely challenge me.
Do you study shows like 60 Minutes or things like that that really, from a journalistic standpoint or a filmmaking standpoint, that you would look at and say, how can I tell better narrative stories or stuff like that? Or is there any other platforms that you study, but you could say, okay, that's great, but I'm gonna bring my own flavor into this.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I think I don't watch as many like 60 Minutes, but I do listen in some senses to like podcasts. I don't really have a favorite one though. Just kind of like different things. If I'm like cleaning, I'll just like kind of have something random play. And I think from that can inspire ideas. But I would say one that I would say I watch more is the New York Times. They have like a media section where they kind of touch on things. And it was actually shown to me in a class I do at Howard. It was with Professor Nicole Hannah-Jones. She did like the 1619 project and has done amazing work just in the journalism field. And in her class, she kind of got us more immersed in that. And I feel like watching those, I saw different ways I can tell stories like in nonfiction about real things happening. But I would say maybe like adding my own flavor to how I shoot it, maybe the way I write it. I would say it's something that's kind of made me think. But yeah, I would say so far I've only been really in the New York Times like media.
Nice, nice. What's the toughest assignment that you've done so far, whether it's being at an internship or at Howard, just any experience so far that's been the most challenging that you've ever done so far? And how
Hmm.
do you overcome it?
Hmm. I would say when it comes to maybe taking on too many projects, I'm not sure if that like really helps with the question, but I would say there was one time where I was working on like two film projects like at the same time. And while I was working on it, there were times where I was being delegated responsibilities that weren't within my role. Because like in film, it's so collaborative. Everyone has their role, but when everyone is not doing their role or more gets burdened onto you, it just becomes a lot. So I think what I had to learn through that was saying no, but also within that project, using my voice to kind of tell how I was feeling, being like, this is not really, helping me. Also, just on the set, it was just kind of making people feel really negative and down. I noticed one thing is like your energy needs to be like kind of on 10, but also you need to know what you're doing to help people feel comfortable. So I just learned like speaking your voice, saying no, and also not being like I would say threatened by people's positions. This was like when I was like around like a freshman. So, coming in, it can feel really intimidating when you have people older than you delegating different things, but knowing that it doesn't matter what position I'm in, no matter what person's leadership is, if something's wrong, I need to speak my voice. So I would say that was probably the most challenging project I was on, and I just overcame it by knowing what to do for the next one.
As a filmmaker, what's your biggest pet peeve?
It's a good one. This is a good question. I'm gonna think on it because I've thought about it before. I would say with filmmaking, it's probably unorganization. That's, I think, definitely a big pet peeve. Because with filmmaking, like everything needs to be together when it's whether you're getting equipment, when it comes to locations, when it comes to who's on it. And when people don't know exactly what they're doing or they don't have everything together, and then when it comes shoot, it just messes everything up. Like I just know even for me, I try to be really detail orientated and also realistic with like different things that we want to have. So I've been on sets where it has been unorganized and just things don't go well, production is delayed, and when it comes to filmmaking, you want to try to get everything done as soon as possible and in the time you have delegated. So I would say like unorganization and like not proper planning. I would say those are probably my two.
Would you say that you're a person that is a one strike and you're out, or three strikes you're out?
I would say maybe three strikes I'm out, but I think I'm getting closer to the one strike because I think I do have a lot of grace for people and I do understand like different things. But I think as I've starting to get older in college, just with certain things, I'm kind of like I'm done. But I think it depends on like the situation. I take into context different things, but I would say I'm out three strikes right now.
Okay, Zoe, so put yourself in an actor's shoes, an actor's position. If you're working with a director, because you're a filmmaker, but put yourself in the actor's shoes. And this is not a right or wrong answer. This is just your opinion. What would you want from a director?
Mhm. I would say a director that lets you have creative freedom in a way. I would say one thing I've kind of just learned from being on set is like everyone, like I think, like I said before, everyone kind of brings their own creative flow or juices to a set. And even as an actor, you have different ways you take a character. And I've realized like being a good director is obviously guiding someone, but letting an actor have creative freedom to portray the character how they may want to bring it, because sometimes it's better than what you even thought. So like obviously having control of an actor but letting them be free. And I feel like as an actor, that lets you be able to kind of bring the skills you have that you've been taught doing acting school or doing these different programs or your own passion. So I think having good guidance and instruction, but also having creative freedom to kind of do your own thing as well.
All right, Zoe, so it's time to get interesting. We're gonna play a game, so you're ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Short films or feature films?
I may say feature films because I think in a feature film, there's so much more you can explore within a story. I do like short films though, but I would say feature films though. I feel like there's so much more to a story you can bring in so many different aspects. And that's definitely something I one day really want to work on. So I would say feature film.
Top three favorite rom-com movies that you've seen?
Hmm. Okay. I would say my first one is this movie called Rye Lane. It's like really good on Hulu. It's like two black couples in like no, yeah, two people like in like the UK, and they have this whole like journey they go on. So definitely that one. I would say 10 Things I Hate About You and what's How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I like that one.
Name me three travel destinations that you want to cross off your bucket list, whether it's to travel with family or friends or to shoot your first feature film.
Hmm. Okay, so definitely for travel, I would say Jamaica. I really wanted to go there. I want to go to Ghana because like I just heard it's so beautiful there, and my mom's best friend lives there as well. So travel there. And then Dominican Republic, and I want to travel but also do a feature there because like my family's from Dominican Republic and I've never like really been. So I really want to go just to kind of like explore and immerse myself in the culture, but also like through my films kind of like tell the story of Dominican Republic and like the different cities. Like I know my family's from Santo Domingo, so I really want to like kind of capture that and experience it.
Favorite lunch meal?
I would say like a Caesar salad. Or I'm not sure if you had kava, the Mediterranean salad bowls. Those are like my top two lunches.
Nice, nice. Respect or loyalty?
Respect.
Throw a Howard one in there. Name me three famous Howard alumni that you're a fan of.
Yes. So of course the former Vice President Kamala Harris, Chadwick Boseman, definitely one who like he's just like such a star, but I just love like his whole mindset perspective just on the arts as well. And say Taraji P. Henson. I really like her as well.
Last one. This is the money one. Name me five people dead or alive that you would like to sit down and have a conversation with.
Mhm. I would say Ryan Coogler. He's one of my like favorite directors. Issa Rae as well. I just really like am inspired by her and would love to just talk with her more. I'm gonna say Michelle and Barack Obama. I really would love to just like sit down and just talk with them. I think they're just so wise and I would love to talk with them. I think my last person. Mm, I'm gonna put Spike Lee as well, just because I
Hmm.
think I could learn a lot from him, just from how he shoots and even his like humble beginnings to filmmaking. I would like to talk with him as well.
Yeah, Spike Lee is definitely a good one. Spike Lee is one of those filmmakers that what I like about him is that he gave you that idea that you could tell your story your own way.
Hmm.
So he's just one of them up there. And I don't know if he still teaches at NYU. He was a teacher there for a professor there for so many years. And I used to go to NYU a lot for student films. And there was one time that me and another student and Spike Lee was in the elevator at the same time. That was completely unexpected. But yeah, he is someone that has been in the industry since the 80s. And he's someone that, he was one of the early filmmakers that was doing crowdfunding before
Hmm.
crowdfunding, I should say. So yeah, that's a good list that you gave me right there. So I want to go back to business now that we spoke a lot about filmmaking. I want to ask you a little bit about business. When it comes to business, I could say that some people don't find it sexy, especially when you think about finance, economics, and stuff like that. But I always say that sometimes, or I should say all the time, the things that are the least sexiest, the most boring are the things that are most important in life. So, and us, as business owners, business leaders, we have to know economics, finances, accounting, stuff like that. Because when money's involved, you have to learn these things and surround yourself with the good people. Have you ever thought or already considered looking into things that you never even thought of about, like accounting, economics, when it comes to film production, stuff like that? Or have any professors gave you some words of wisdom when it came to those things like that?
Yes, definitely. I did a script writing class this past semester at Howard, and I have a professor. His name is Mr. Shom. I think known to the industry like Shamwa, that's his name. He's done like a lot of feature films and all, but he's also a producer for film. So he has like a lot of that background when it comes to money. And he was just kind of teaching us different things about it that I would say was really wise, but kind of inspired me to want to understand producing in that aspect more. And there actually is a class at Howard I was interested in taking. It's like business in the arts and like an entrepreneurship in the arts. And it's really about the whole aspect of like business and like financing, all that I do really want to learn to just help my own business, but kind of how you apply it to the arts industry, whether it's working for like a production company, whether it's your own thing. So I've definitely been wanting to get more into that and do those classes just so I become more educated on like financing for just the arts field.
Are you a fan of any film production companies?
Yes, I would say I love Proximity Media with Ryan Coogler. I would say I like Shonda Rhimes, Shonda Land. I like her production company. And then I would say Issa Rae, like Hooray Media. One thing I really like about hers is like they obviously like the film and TV side, but they're really good when it comes to social media marketing and all of that. So I really like that side as well.
Speaking of social media, or your person that has I would say, okay, from 1 through 5, rating through 1 through 5, how active are you or how aggressive you are on social media when it comes to marketing and promoting your work?
Yeah. I would say 3 or 4. I'm gonna say probably 4. I do post like my work a lot when it comes to like photography or film, but I would say I more just post my work. I'm not as into like some of the marketing aspects I probably should be doing more when it comes to just trying to promote your work more. But I would say I am pretty like active on Instagram, just like posting my work or like even connecting with other filmmakers, other artists. I am doing that quite frequently as well.
I want to ask one question about family life. Is there any, like, do your grandparents or your parents have they done some work in filmmaking during their time that, inspire you, or was it photojournalism? Have they done that throughout their life? Or if not, how supportive are they of your career?
Hmm. Yeah, so my family has really done film, but everyone in a sense is like really creative, which to me is not a surprise of like why I am kind of doing this. Like I have an uncle who's like a photographer. My dad's also an author. And then my mom, she used to do like art, like actual painting, and then my other aunt's a poet. So even though they're not doing film, everyone does kind of have some creative aspect of themselves. And I would say I think it's more the stories of my family. We're definitely really storytelling family. Like even my great grandfather, he just passed not long ago, but he was born like the 1920s, so he was like 101 years old. So
God
he like
bless
had
him.
yeah, so he had like a lot of just stories he would tell us, and I think just kind of that whole documented history was really what inspired me to do storytelling, just the different stories and experiences of his life and my like my grandparents.
First off, my condolences goes out to you and your family. But hey, that's a long life, 101. My grandmother, when she passed away, she was 94. This was back in 2014, and she was 94 years old. And I named my company after her name and her age. So, but God bless you and your family. A lot of creativity. Your mom, painting. Your dad, author. I don't know if he feels comfortable with this, but what's his name of his book? Is it online? Is it just for him himself that he put out?
Oh yes, he definitely does have stuff out. I'm trying to like because he's written so many different books. I can't exactly remember all of them, but definitely like if you tap into my page and all, I'll make sure to repost everything because I do not remember. But if you want to look up his name, it's Charles Prandy. So Charles and then the same last name as me. So you can definitely find his work.
Nice, nice. That's fantastic. I'll definitely put that information down below. Because it's not just about me, learning from you and your background, but also everyone who'll be tuning in. So thank you for that, Zoe. We're down to two more questions. The next one is, what's the best advice you received so far from? It could be from your Howard professors or just anyone that's in your life or that has been in your life.
Mhm. I would say like kind of being in the moment. I've heard that like from I would say like my own parents, but it was really when Lynn Whitfield, she's like, big time actress. She was at an event and she was just kind of saying like appreciate yourself for now in the moment, what you've done, not always trying to strive for what's ahead. And I think I'm definitely someone who thinks ahead a lot, which is like good in a sense of being a visionary, but there's also times where I feel like I'm not doing enough. But it's really just sometimes taking a step back to like look at all that you've done, really appreciating yourself for that. And then my mom had always told me like what's for you will come. So not stressing about always having to get this, that, and the third. Because I'm also really faith-based. So I believe like what God has for me, like no one can stand against. So I will get it all according to God's timing and God's plan. So those are probably the best advice I've gotten so far.
Amen to that. And last but not least, Zoe, where can we follow you and your work?
Yes, definitely. So everyone can follow me. I have my work on Instagram. I have a website and YouTube. It's Zoe Productions. So my first name, Zoie, and then production with a Z at the end.
Zoe, this has been a tremendous interview. I've enjoyed and I hope you enjoyed as well. May God bless you and your family. Wish you many more years of success. I'm looking forward to see you grow as a filmmaker, as a writer, as a business owner. Keep doing what you're doing and never lose momentum.
Yes, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having this chat with you, and thank you so much for even deciding to interview me.
Thank you for watching Business News at 9 and Conversations with Independent Filmmakers. If you guys have any questions or any comments, you could leave it down below on this video, or you can email the mmmjournal at gmail.com. Follow us all over social media, and it has just been phenomenal. I am blessed and grateful and thankful to wake up each and every day and put out content and write articles for the Journal. So have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe, and may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.